So what's up, guys? This is 𝗙𝗦𝗥𝗘𝗦, and you have reached the Roughneck's Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're gonna find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Yo, so what's up, guys, man? Today's video is gonna be a little bit different. You know, a lot of people were asking me where my GTR was. You know, you guys saw that I bought it, you know, almost 6 months ago, and then it just disappeared, right? Well, you guys see in the B-roll footage, it is right here behind me. And, you know, you would think that, you know, getting the car back, I'd be super hype about it, but I'm really not. I'm not, you know, and this is just a terrible, terrible situation for everybody involved, and just I don't even feel good about having a car, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, now I have the NSX and Trackhawk, my Evo that I absolutely love, and this was the one car that I wanted to have, and you know, I bought, and you know, now it's just it's like tainted almost. And you know, so I guess we should kind of fill you guys in with the backstory, because you know, a lot of people did ask about it, you know, on social media, especially if you guys follow me on IG. Shameless plug. So links below in the description. But so let's start. You know, I bought the car, you know, back last year. Bought it from Chicago Motor Cars. Big shout out to Eric and Mahmood, you know, hooking it up with it. You know, absolutely love the car. You know, when I bought it, you know, I dropped it off at 𝗑𝗏 Trans to get a 𝗑𝗏 2.5 built for it. You know, yo, big shout out to 𝗑𝗏. You know, you guys are awesome. You know, transmission butter, super smooth. You know, I couldn't be happier with the work that you did. You know, and you know, I got the car. I drove it for about a week, and then it needed some insurance work, which amounted to roughly a front bumper, front lip. You know, the front passenger wheel was dinged up because the roads out here in PA are pretty crappy. And yeah, and some side skirts, carbon fiber side skirts, which I don't believe were broken, but you know, we'll get into that. And yeah, so car went to unnamed body shop. You know, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. You know, I had a couple friends that worked at this shop, and you know, on their request, they were like, hey, you know, we would love to, you know, paint the GTR. You know, it's kind of clout for them. You know, I get a good paint job. You know, they you know, get some clout, you know, in the area, in the local car scene, all that. It's cool, you know. One hand, you know, washes the other, as they say. And what ensued was just an absolute nightmare. You know, absolute nightmare. It was like the worst way you could ever do business. So, God, this is tough, man. This is a hard one. So, you know, Progressive pays out. You know, Progressive pays out pretty much instant, man. They send an adjuster out. You know, car, they take a look at it and they're like, yo, this is what's wrong. It's, you know, this is what it's going to cost, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, so they cut a $21,000 check. They don't even cut it to me. They're like, where do you want it to go? Because typically insurance companies do either, you know, cut the check to you in the shop of your choice, or to the shop. And I'm like, yo, just give it right to them. You know, it's cool. You know, I had already, you know, had the car off at the body shop, obviously. You know, the owner of said body shop, you know, assured me that everything would be fine. They were like, oh man, so awesome. We do the best work here, blah, blah, blah. You know, my friends, you know, obviously hyping this person up, you know, because that's where they work or used to work. And, you know, so I'm like, all right, you know, cool. Everything's gonna be just fine. And it wasn't just fine, you know. So like almost immediately after the check was cut, the owner goes on vacation, which, you know, may or may not have been. They were planning on going on vacation. But, you know, about a month or so in, you know, I'm asking questions because, you know, this owner had assured me it'd be a 60-day repair. You know, we're a month in, nothing's happening. You know, my car is literally sitting there, you know, not pulled apart, not prepped, nothing. You know, no parts have been ordered. You know, I gave the owner a long list. I was like, hey, these are all the suppliers that you would need. This is where you order them. These are the links to all the parts. Shouldn't be a problem. You know, if you need any help, hey, we're over it. We have Speed Circuit. You know, we obviously have contracts with these guys, you know, wholesale contracts. We're real good with them. You know, we know these guys, you know, Saibon and everybody else. So I'm like, we can get them at a great price, and we can get them there quick. So, oh no, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. You know, it's cool. It's cool. When I come back from vacation, I'll get on it. So a month and a half in, you know, still no movement. And I'm like, hey, you know, what's going on? It's a SRT4 driving down here. It's a garbage looking SRT4, but whatever. I had two of those. I love the car. I just hate what they did with that one. So, you know, now we're a couple months in. You know, still no action, And I had initially, you know, it agreed to, you know, have a full respray, not just the bumper, but a full respray, custom color, wanted black, red flake, the whole nine, which the car does have black, red flake. Yeah, we'll talk about that towards the end. And so still nothing, right? You know, and now I'm talking to my friends. I'm like, guys, like, you know, what's going on? Like, oh, you know, we're gonna get to it once the owner allows us to, so on and so forth. And you know, so I'm like, all right, man, like, this ain't cool. Just don't even bother, you know, doing the custom work. I don't want to hear it. You know, just please, like, get my car back together. Talk to the owner, just get the car back together. You don't have to do any other stuff. I don't want any of that. I don't want the custom paint job. 3 months in. Now we're 3 months in, still no action. You know, I'm like, what's going on? Are these parts ordered? You know, oh yeah, everything's ordered. So, you know, obviously I know where these parts are going to come from. So I call the supplier, and I'm just following up, seeing what's taking so long, because at this point COVID has started happening. So I'm like, you know, maybe they're backed up on a certain amount of things, you know, but maybe, you know, maybe it's just confusion, you know, whatever. The word's escaping me right now because I'm just so upset about it. And you know, so we talk it over. I'm talking to the suppliers, and they're like, no orders have been placed, none whatsoever. And I'm like, really? You know, my friend Chris over at Speed by Design, you know, he helped me get the Rohana wheels over here. So I'm talking to Chris, and I'm like, yo, man, what's going on? He's like, yo, no orders been placed. What's up? I go back to the owner. I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Why is this, you know, what's taking so long? Why are things not getting done? Like, it's driving me, you know, bonkers at this point for something very, very minor. And you know, same thing. You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. You know, I'm like, and I'm furious at this point. You know, I talked to, you know, my friend that used to work there, and at this point he's like, bro, like, your car's already here. You know, it's already taken a while. Just let us paint it. I'm like, I'm not re-agreeing to that. He's like, just let us paint it. Let us paint it. Let us paint it. So, against my better judgment, you know, I should have just went ahead and had the lawyer handle everything from day one, but I didn't. You know, I'm like, all right, go ahead. The moment I said, yes, I re-agreed to this paint job, they went ahead and they started the prep work. Okay, so they stripped the car down at this point. You know, they start doing all the prep work. Parts start getting ordered. I do believe they had ordered the front bumper ahead of time. I think that came in pretty early in the process, to be honest with you, the front bumper and like clips and stuff. But everything else, still waiting on. And, you know, so they start prepping and doing all this stuff and, you know, painting and everything. And they're like, oh, you know, we have to buff it and all this stuff. Mind you, we're 4 months in, guys. We're 4 months in. The new wheels and tires still have not been mounted. Okay, 4 months in. And, you know, I'm asking about what's going on, and, you know, same thing, same stuff. You know, and the owner's very, very good at making you feel comfortable with what's happening. You know, making you feel very, very good with, you know, the fact that everything is just falling to shit. And, oh, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. Don't worry, we got it covered. Parts are ordered, all this stuff. All right, cool, you know. All right, please just get my car done. Please just get my car done. Let me know, you know, the extra, because, you know, insurance had already paid out, and I was gonna pay extra for the paint and to cover the wheels and tires, stuff like that. I'm like, yo, please give me an invoice so I can know what I'm looking at towards the end. You know, I don't want some $30,000 bill. Just let me know. No invoice comes. Car still doesn't have the wheels on, you know, wheels and tires mounted. So I offer at this point, I'm like, yo, you know, COVID's happening. Maybe, you know, the owner can't get things done. A lot of people aren't at the shop. You know, what's going on? So I'm like, hey, I'll take the wheels myself. I'll load them up in the Trackhawk. I'll get the tires and wheels mounted, you know, and they'll be balanced out. I'll bring everything back. You put them on. No, we got it. So now we're getting into, you know, 5 months in, guys. And, you know, at this point, I'm just over it. I'm like, I just want my car back. I don't even want to finish. I'll just take my car elsewhere. You know, so it just turns into this fiasco. Oh, you know, we got to do this and this and this. You can't have the car back. You can't have the car back. Can't have the car back. I'm like, yeah, this is getting out of hand, you know. So I tell the owner, I'm like, look, you know, I text the owner, I'm like, I just want my car back. I don't care, just keep the money for the stuff. You don't even have to finish the car. I'll just tow it to a different facility and pay out of pocket. I'm just so disgusted. No, it's fine. You know, we're gonna take care of it. So fast forward, you know, they finally get the wheels and tires mounted. The side skirts that came, they had placed the order, I want to say maybe like a week after that, so side skirts come in. Now we're 5 months in, and last week, you know, I had gone in. I'm like, yo, what's the deal? I just showed up unannounced, and I'm like, what is going on? Yo, hold up, one dude's. yo, he was.
He fucking hit her like.
Yo, he was hitting the shit out of her. He was lumping her up. All right.
Oh man.
All right. Change the thought. Let me.
All right. We're in Kensington, all right?
Yeah, we're in Kensington. This is par for the course. Man,
still rolling.
Yeah, we still rolling. Sorry guys, like we literally just had to break up a fight. This man was in a car whooping on his old lady, like whooping up on his, like giving her the beats, you know. So, man, like, so, yo, this has been a shitty day. I just got the car back today. It's just fucked up. Dude's fucking hauling off on his old lady like a lunatic. It's a fucked up day, man. It's just, oh God, it's just a terrible fucking day. So, where was I? Let me collect my thoughts. Oh yeah, I went into the shop unannounced, and I'm like, look, what the fuck's going on? Like, can you just finish my car? And you know, at this point, oh, you know, I wanted to tell you, your door switch is broke, which leads me to you know, some of the shit that's broke. How you gonna break my door switch? Car came to you, door switch wasn't broken, but somehow the door switch got broke. Don't worry, you know, between the 10th and the 14th, it's gonna be here. We're gonna fix it, it's gonna be fine. I'm like, ah. I was like, motherfucker. All right, cool, whatever. Just, we'll have your car ready by next Friday, which is today. All right, so fast forward to this week. Today's the 17th, fast forward to the 14th. All right, so at this point, it's almost 6 months in, guys. Almost 6 months in. I'm losing my mind because, you know, they're like, oh, everything's gonna be fine. Your car's gonna be put back together. Everything's gonna be hunky-dory. Everything's gonna be perfect. I don't believe this because obviously I've been waiting almost 6 months and nothing has been perfect. Nothing has been fine, and it's been nothing but empty promises, broken dreams, and a bunch of, you know, insurance money flying around and all this stuff. So whatever. So, you know, I do what I had to do. I go up there unannounced. I take a look, and my car is under a car condom, plastic cover. You know, they don't have a paint booth there, you know, spraying out in the open and all this, so which is why there's imperfections in the paint and all these things. Looks good from like 5-10 feet. You get right up on it, you're like, what happened? So, you know, I'm like, yo, give me my car back. Nah, you can't have your car back. There's a final invoice and all this. I'm like, I'm not paying the final invoice for, you know, for my car, you know, not being finished. And so I call the police, you know, I call the police, get a police report, the whole nine. Like, I have to call the police to get my car back. I'm like, I will pay for whatever, for, you know, the wheels and tires and all this other stuff, but I'm not paying, you know, to have my car put back together. Matter of fact, you should probably have give the insurance company their money back because the car wasn't finished and I want to take it. No. So whatever. I'm like, at this point, I'm very upset, losing my mind, just not happy, whatever. So this is when I post on social media. I post on social media, I post on Instagram and Facebook, get a massive response. And then the owner decides that is not something that they want. They do not want, you know, me running my mouth saying bad things. The owner texts me some very disparaging things, and I'm like, well, what would you have me do at this point to get my car back? Like, you know, I'm trying to pay you. But you know, apparently you don't want to get paid. So whatever, at this point, you know, the owner, it's a bunch back and forth mudslinging, and they, you know, post a story talking about, oh, apparently his bank account isn't set up the way he claims it is because he's not paying his bill and all this. I'm like, well, obviously, you know, my car's not finished. Why don't you tell them that? But whatever, you know, so contact, you know, my lawyer. Yo, big shout out to Cap. Big shout out to Cap, man. Yo, love you, bro. You are clutch. Without you, I would not have this car back without you. Yo, love you. And, yo, you were forever in my good graces. Whatever you need, bro, I will always have your back. So, you know, I talk to Cap. Cap goes and parlays. He does some parlaying. All right, parlays. He's like, yo, you have your car back Friday. All right, which leads us to now. To get the car back, you know, obviously I am not allowed at the shop. You know, so I had my man behind the camera. He picks it up, you know, and brings the car over here. And, you know, I, of course, examine the car. So, door switch is still broken, you know, by the way, so you cannot open the door from the inside. You gotta open it from the outside. What the hell do I look like with a damn GTR rolling the window down to pop the handle to open my own door? Sure. Like, so, this right here, just no tension, because the door switch is broke. So I'm gonna have to pull this panel off right here. I'm gonna have to pull the panel. The carbon fiber is broke right here, but whatever. So I have to pull the panel and go through that whole process and all that good jazz. There's just a lot of imperfections, like the front, you know, the front turn signal on the passenger side is blown out. which blows my mind because guess what? They had the front bumper off and headlights out. That's something you would notice, right? You would replace the bulbs, or you should replace the bulbs, something minor like that. Like, come on, man. And it's just, the mirror is broken. Like, I can't adjust the mirror from here. The mirror, like, it's no longer powered. So, like, look at this. They broke my mirror. Broke my mirror. So now the mirror is no longer powered. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to replace the motor in there because they broke that. You know, and they give me the car back in this condition, you know, like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, the paint isn't perfect. There's a lot of imperfections there. The interior isn't as clean as it should be. The paint definitely, like, it needs to be resprayed in certain spots. Like, there's just a lot of little things that shouldn't be. For, you know, for 30 something odd $1,000, the majority of it paid by the insurance company and then the rest paid by me, you would think that this car would be perfect. You know, and guys, like, when you open a business, you have to do good business. You have to stand by your product. You can't say, you know, oh, well, you know, it's not my fault or whatever, because this is all on a body shop, man. This had nothing to do with me. You know, little things like this that's gonna arguably cost me time and money. Like, can I fix it on my own? Of course. But do I want to? No, I have all these other projects going. I have to help you guys. I have to shoot content. I have all this stuff. Oh, look, it's an ambulance. Hopefully, oh my God, hopefully this isn't the ambulance for that chick. For the dude. We're not in the best area in Philadelphia. Not by a long shot. There's a bunch of drugs around here. People getting beat up. But yeah, and so, like, guys, like, if you're gonna do business, and this, let this be a lesson to people. Like, you should do business with people that you trust, that you are comfortable with. And typically when I do business with, you know, with someone, like, you know, if it involves my cars or it involves, you know, just anything, it's because I trust that person, or I trust that business, or, you know, I have had some personal interactions with them at some point. You know, case in point where, you know, my car is gonna, where the NSX is gonna go get wrapped. There's gonna be an unveiling video for that, you know, in the coming weeks. Once that's done, you know, I know Joe over at Royal Customs. He's a great dude. You know, we text each other. He's awesome. You know, so I love doing business with him, and I'm going to continue doing business with him, right? Because he does good business. He does not make excuses for little things like this. He would never give me a car back. He would never give me my car back with it being broke, ever. He would sit there. He'd be like, you know what, my guy, I messed up. I'll fix it. Same with us at Speed Circuit. When people come to us at Speed Circuit to build their Evos, build one of these, or their Porsche, or their E36, you know, M3, whatever it is, when they bring their cars to us, they have a level of expectation, and we under-promise and over-deliver every single time, because that's what business is about. When people come to me for my automation service, I give them just the raw numbers. I tell them the truth. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna be a millionaire overnight. This is gonna suck. If you get suspended, I'm gonna have to do these things. You know, for the people that have gotten suspended, I pay for the appeal service to get them unsuspended. I pay out of pocket, because that's what business is about, okay? That's what you have to do. Sometimes you gotta eat shit, but your business is your reputation, okay? And this is why you guys never see me out there, you know, flaunting copious amounts of wealth and all these things like that, because it's bad for business. You know, I'm a business owner, and yes, I do make a lot of money, you know, running my Amazon businesses and building out the software and things like that, but that's not what it's about. Like, I enjoy helping people. I enjoy running a good business. I enjoy the aspects of business, of being an entrepreneur. You know, the trappings of wealth and success, like, those are the signs generally of a pretty crappy business owner, if that's all they care about, if they're just, you know, showing copious amounts of wealth all the time. It's one thing to see, you know, a business owner driving down the street and they got a Lamborghini one day, McLaren the next day, like the owner over at FabSpeed. You know, it is what it is. You know, but in this case, like, you know, when you have owners of body shops, like, doing terrible work, and then trying to excuse it, but all the while flashing, you know, new jewelry and vacations and things like that just sets a bad precedent, and you guys shouldn't do that. So, you know, let this be a lesson to you. If you guys are going to, you know, open a business, stand behind your product, and if you guys are going to do business with someone, make sure that you trust this business. You know, find out what type of business this is, and before you guys, you know, say anything and you're like, oh, you know, your friends threw you under the bus and all this stuff, like, they should have known. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, all right? You know, but at the end of the day, it happened, right? And they're not the business owners. Okay, they can't control, you know, what happened to the car. They can only control so much. They can only control what they were responsible for on the vehicle, right? They can't control the fact if the owner wanted to finish my car or not. Okay, so I can't throw them under the bus for it, you know. And we've already talked about that, and I'm like, you know, I was like, listen up, guys, like, you kind of knew this person was a shitty business owner, you know, and you still recommended me to go there. And you know, granted, they probably didn't know at that point, or maybe they did, or, you know, maybe they, you know, people were just trying to get money, whatever the hell it was, you know. And it's just kind of water under the bridge, you know, for everyone else besides me now, because I have to pay to fix, you know, fix these things, and you know, see whatever else was broken. So, you know, let this be a lesson to you guys, man. This is what happened. You know, this is where my GTR has been for the last 6 months. You know, been at a shop where it shouldn't have been. You know, it shouldn't have been there, and I know better as a business owner myself, and someone who's, you know, very well versed with cars and being in the car industry, and just being out in the car community out here in Philadelphia. You know, a lot of people see my cars, they know when I show up, and things like that. And you know, like, I should have known better, right? And I do know better, but the problem is, you know, you start doing business with friends, right? Friends and family and all that, and you know, you want to do right by them, because, you know, you want to help your friends out, and they want to help you out and all this, but sometimes it's just not the right situation. So with that being said, guys, man, hopefully you learned something from this, you know, and I just wanted to share my experience. You know, I'm not going to be making crazy videos talking, you know, bad about, you know, all this and name dropping and all that, because there's no need, man. We've already done the social media back and forth, and it's just not good for anybody, you know. So I just want to, you know, put that out there, you know. So maybe this car gets sold or something because of the bad juju that's, you know, associated with it now. I don't know yet, we'll see. But yeah, so that being said, guys, man, you know, be safe out there, you know, be smart. Don't come out to this part of Philly, man. Don't come out to like Kensington with all the crackheads and ambulances and, you know, guys trying to beat up their girlfriends in cars. Like I'm still floored by that, man. Like, can you believe that happened on camera? Like, we're sitting here motherfucking filming. We're filming. Dude sees a whole rig, whole setup, and he's like, what? And then we go up and we break up a fight and all this, and I thought I was gonna have to start swinging on everybody. Oh man, it's just a crazy day. Crazy day. Woo! It's wild, man. The 17th is not my lucky day. So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and end this, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You know, share this video. Get out there, please, and click the links in the description below so you guys can get the hookup on all these things. So I'll catch you in the next one. So peace.